Cuba, it's me, episode 63 of the W.I.L.L.I.W show, which stands for Wrestling is Life. Life is Wrestling. Now, on today's program, I wanted to do my top 10 best referees in Ontario, but the trouble is I've only got experience with a couple of them, and the ones that I do know of, I've not really had a chance to watch their work or get a lot of peer feedback on them. So I'm just going to say my two favorite right now have to be old school Jim Connolly and Harry D. But, it's hard to make a list, so why don't you tell me, but a referee is so important to the match. Either they take away from it if they're not a good ref, or they add to it, and they are so important, and people don't realize that. So I was like, what am I going to talk about on today's show then? Should I talk about what is the best promotion in Ontario? Well, that's hard to talk about too, because it's like, is it the promotion that makes the most money? Is it the promotion that has the biggest crowds? Like, is it the promotion that gets the best feedback? Like, is it the one that gets the most, like, media coverage? Like, it's just so hard, and everybody likes different things. If you ask 100 people, like Family Feud, we surveyed 100 people. You'd probably have your top 5 or 6 or whatnot, but it would all be spread out, like 30 for this one, 20 for this one. But I like promotions. I do like the promotions that are doing really well for themselves and bringing in a lot of outside talent. I mean, I like the ones that use just a lot of Ontario talent, but I mean, if you're going to bring talent in, it's great for the Ontario talent to have a chance to wrestle someone that they could put on their resume and learn something, and, you know, and those matches might get viewed on social media by more people than if it's just two guys from Ontario. So it's really hard, and like I noticed a lot of the promotions too, they also have training schools, so they want to use a lot of their students, which is good as well. So it's hard for me to talk on this. I have a few of my favorites, but I want to know yours. I want people to tell me. Maybe we could vote, and we could say top 10 best referees. Put your vote in. Who's your favorite referee? And then also put your vote in. What's your favorite promotion? And also, what is the best wrestler from Ontario? Now that's a hard question too, because you really gotta say, who is the best wrestler from Ontario that's wrestling in Ontario now? Do they have to be born in Ontario? Or is it just that they wrestle in Ontario? Or is it that they're still wrestling in Ontario? Like, you could put, like, Edge and Christian on there, and, like, Eric Young and Ty Dillinger and those guys. And Bobby Roode, but they're not wrestling in Ontario anymore. And, so it's really hard. So, I don't know how we should define that, but the best wrestler in Ontario is someone who's wrestling in Ontario now. Like, even though I never was born in Ontario, I feel like I would be considered an Ontario wrestler because hundreds of my matches have been in Ontario. But, so let's get some votes in. Who cares what the topic? It could be from all time. Your favorite Ontario wrestler of all time. And tell me who you think. It's just, I think the criteria should be that they've wrestled a lot of matches in Ontario, or they were born and raised in Ontario. That sounds pretty good. Now, also, what is the best gimmick in Ontario? Character. What is the best character? Who plays their character the best? Because, like, it doesn't matter. There's thousands of great wrestlers out there that can do all the moves. I mean, like, it's hard for some average Joe off the street that's a wrestling fan to come in and do all this stuff. But nowadays, there's so much talent out there that a lot of people can do a lot of stuff. But who stands out to you that really captivates the audience and really makes them believe that they're not Joe Smith from their normal job? You know what I mean? Like, who is larger than life personality, someone that does it really well? So I'd like people to weigh in on that. I would really love to hear it. And also, like, I know this is going to be a hard one because on Ontario indie wrestling, there's not a lot of people that, it's not like Raw where they come out and they have a big 15-minute promo at the beginning, and then there's another one in the middle and another one on the third hour or whatever. A lot of people in Ontario indie don't get a lot of mic time. And if they do, a lot of the fans that are just like the average casual fan, they don't know the stories behind it, and they just want to see wrestling. So a lot of times you don't see a lot of mic time, but who is the best talker? Who is the best on the microphone? Like, we have some really good ones, but who has cut a promo? Maybe it wasn't even at the show. Maybe it's like, you know how guys have a match coming up a week or two from now, so they'll do like a YouTube video or like some kind of Facebook video or something talking about their match, cutting a promo on their opponent. Some people do that really well. Or sometimes, like I said, it's just live. Or sometimes, like, there's been like 4 or 5 promotions that have got Rogers TV tapings, and they get on the local Rogers channel and they get some backstage interviews. Like, so who do you like? Who, when you speak, just gets your total attention? I want to know. Like, I wanted to make a video just telling everything that I thought, but you know what? No one really cares what I think, so let's get other people. Tell me what you think. If I get enough, like if I get 7 votes, well, I can't do much with that. But if I actually get a lot of responses and people who are putting their votes in, like, maybe, I know it's not like a year-end awards, but like, what's the best feud in Ontario? Like, I mean, in the last, like, let's say the last year, like last calendar year. So it's May, so going from May 2016 to May 2017. Who is the best feud? Like, we should do some year-end awards. Like, I've done a couple ones on, like, best Ontario wrestling schools, but I couldn't really rate them because I haven't gone there. And I did one on, like, the best tag teams, but I didn't really rate them either. So we should have an awards. Let's do, okay, who is the best character? Who's the best referee? Who's the best promotion? Who's the best at getting interviewed, like the best talker? Who is the best feud? Who's the best tag team? Who's the best manager? What was the best match? Now, a lot of people that are fans, they have like 1, maybe 2 promotions that they go to locally. So they're biased, and I'm the same. Everyone is. Like, the ones that they watch, they really like because they've gone there, they paid money, and they've enjoyed the show. But, so it's like, it's not really fair. Like, well, it is, but it isn't. But, like, Toronto is a bigger city than, let's say, some of the smaller cities that are being run in. So, obviously, they would maybe have a better chance of getting more people to their show, which isn't always the case. But it's like, oh, well, if I do a poll, well, this promotion has 200 fans and this promotion only has 50 diehards, so obviously this one's going to get more votes. But you know what? Who cares? It's just for fun. Let's do something like that because, like, it's good to get out there, and I want people to speak up. Speak up. Promote and put over the people that you really care about. Tell them they're doing a good job, because even if you, like for me, if I only got 1 vote from somebody, I would still feel honored. And most of the wrestlers that I know anyway, they love when they get compliments. They love when people say something nice about them, and a lot of that stuff goes unnoticed. Unless you go like on Facebook or Twitter and ask for attention, you're not getting attention. If you're like, hey, did you see that match I wrestled the other day? Then everyone's commenting, yeah, I saw it. But if you don't, then it's like the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You don't get attention unless you beg for it and pander for it. Well, we need to stop that. Like, I know there's a lot of fans, but a lot of the fans think they know more than the wrestlers. But even if you're a wrestler and you're still a fan like me, then let's put some people out there and say, hey, good job, man, I like this guy, I'm a fan of this guy. It doesn't make you any less of a wrestler, it doesn't make you beneath them, just because you like so-and-so. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with being fans instead of everyone having an ego and saying, oh, that person sucks, everybody sucks compared to me? Like, it's good to have confidence in yourself, but also, why can't we not be confident enough in ourselves that we can like other people and not feel threatened by them? Like, for me, I'm gonna wrestle. I don't care how good people are. They're great. I love them. But I'm not gonna think, oh, I'm not gonna get booked anymore because all these guys are coming in. You have to be confident in your own ability. So, this is the Best in Ontario Awards. Will it work? Probably not. I'm trying to be positive. I hope that it does. I miss the old days when things like that would happen, even though it was so biased and people would make 5 fake accounts just to vote for them and their friends. At least it was something. Better than nothing. And I know there's going to be a few people, I'm looking at you, that are going to get on my case about this, but I just want to have fun. I want to talk about Ontario, and I like to learn and do my research. So, like, I don't get on social media that much. I wish I could go, and, like, every time someone releases a match from one of the indie shows on the weekend, like, there's so many, like, if there's 3 shows on the weekend, then there's probably like 20 matches, and a lot of them get put on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever, and I wish I could watch them all, but I don't have time. But it's easier for me to quickly read everybody's opinions, and I want to know who is good out there. So please help me out. Episode 63 of The Willow Show. Remember, like, or you get a leg drop. Comment, or you get a clothesline. That's the most important one. Subscribe, or you get a suplex. I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba!